Hello, what is up, everybody, and welcome to Same Brain, the internet's favorite game show. That's right, where it kind of pays to be problematic. Or does it? We are so excited. I'm your host, Black Crystal, aka BK here, and we are going to hold it down with some riveting gameplay. I cannot wait because the panelists that we have are stacked for today. Let's take a look at who we've got cooking up for us. We've got the legendary, the notably Ash killing it, Mrs. Ash looking beautiful, looking fly. Larry coming in, a wizard of a bygone era, but looking fabulous today, as always. Spunky and definitely not old, I swear to God, Chaos in here, looking like a snack, beautiful and exceptional, and might arguably be the funniest person I've ever known. They are right there. That's Mickey coming in here with our panelists for today. All right, my panelists here, let's talk. How many of y'all have done game shows before? Like, actually, I'm not talking about watching it on your TV. Anyone? Any of y'all?
I've done like one.
Just one.
I've done one, yeah.
Do internet game shows count, or is it like me being on Price is Right?
Yeah, like I did Family Feud. Does that count?
Yeah, I'll allow it. Because this game is very, very different here. It's a little bit of everything, but truly unique. And I'm glad to see you back here, Ash. Thank you for killing it. We've seen you once on Same Day before with our in-person version of this. But this is virtual, baby. This is live, and we're doing a little differently. Is anybody a little nervous today, or are we all just locked and loaded, ready to go?
I'm chilling.
I haven't stopped sweating.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm already a winner, so it feels good to be a panelist, you know.
Absolutely. Well, you don't need to be sweating too much, okay, I promise, because as your panelists, y'all are going to be here to provide your answers, your insights, be silly, if you will, and try to get our lovely contestants some points. So let's go over and see who our contestants are for today's episode. And boy, is it a doozy. All right, this first person right here, this first contestant is someone who often lives in the virtual world, maybe a little bit of someone who is in a 3D, 4D, and is ascended reality. That's right, we've got Artie in the building as our first contestant. My guy, what is it like to be out here on an internet game show? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling very brain right now.
Very brain. Oh, I'm hoping it's the same here. Now, I know you took a look at our panelists just a little bit ago. Is there anybody that stands out to you that you think you're going to lock in and be in sync with right off the top? I mean, I know we haven't had much time to talk and chat backstage. We were really tech heavy. Anyone that just really, you were like, I think we're going to get matches?
Anybody that has like pretty much any like Pokemon or like anime or like fun stuff like that, like I'm like already like we're connected. The brain's already connected right now.
Oh wow, that's a broad one, because it seems a lot of our panelists are very versed in geekdom, if you will. So you could be coming in with some amazing points here. Good to hear. Are you nervous? Are you a little shooken up? Not to spoil the second contestant, but have they got you shaking in your boots, or are you confident going into this?
I'm very confident. Okay, BK, I'm locked in. This is my game today. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, chat, you heard it first. They locked in. Well, Artie, I'm excited to see what you get into, but we're going to have you hang on for a little bit as we take a look at your competition. Now, this person here is, how do I say? I was going to say exuberant. I was going to say over the top, non-derogatory. And as someone who has vast opinions, are they right? I'm not sure. Chat, you'll have to be the judge. Our second contestant for today is no one other than a Law Playbook Law. Talk to me, baby. What's going on? How you feeling today on Same Brain?
I'm feeling better than ever. I'm feeling great. I heard that my competition said that I'm not competition, so I'm here to win today. Let's get into it.
I love to hear it. Listen, you know I'm a competitive gal, so when I hear two contestants ready to duke it out, I'm set. I'm going to ask you the same question here that I was asking your competitor, right? Is there anyone of the panelists that stood out to you that you were like, yo, we better get matches or I'm going to be pissed?
I'm going to say this right now. Every panelist will get matches with me. My braids are tight. They can see what's on my mind. Everyone's going to know what's going on up here. I'm going to broadcast it to them. We're going to get these easy dubs. I'm looking at all four of y'all. We're going to work in synergy.
Oh, Wow. Well, the first question usually is very apparent on a temperature check on who you might be able to sync with, and you'll be surprised. There's been a lot of predictions, if you will, that have not come to fruition. So, are you nervous at all? Are there any questions that you're maybe not prepared for? I mean, I know you are a connoisseur of Same Brain. You've seen us around before, but you've never really hopped on the shows. So, are you a game show expert, or are you just here for the vibes?
I'm just gonna go off of straight vibes and confidence, and hopefully I win. And if I don't, I'm gonna delete my account. And if I delete my account, you'll never see me again. So let's get into it.
Well, you heard it here first. If lost count is deleted, that means you lost. Without further ado, I think we should get into our first game of Same Brain. That's right. Let's take us all into the hot seat. All right, y'all. Now that I have you all here on the board, we are ready to start playing. This is the hot seat. We're going to be asking you some very, very important questions. I need you all to fill in your answers, right? We're trying to get those points in sync. Contestants, you want your answers to match what our panelists are thinking. This is where you get in the same wavelength. We're going to go through those there and speak with your heart. Although I cannot guarantee you will win. Let's get into our first question. You're bored in class. What symbol do you doodle on your notes? Oh, I see Ash's face immediately. Ash said, huh? Giggling up in here. Look
I'm
at you.
cackling, girl. I'm
Because you heard the question, you immediately knew. No hesitation.
I got to be appropriate here, though. I got to,
All right. Well, appropriate. We do keep it PG-14 here, but listen, speak with your heart. Like I said here, we've got some great answers I have seen across the board, and I am curious to see everybody's background. Chaos, you are staring up into the abyss. Are you confident in this answer? You didn't need to think, just locked it in right away?
Yeah. It was simple.
Okay. All right. Simple indeed, though. I would struggle. I haven't been back in class in a very long time, so I can't really remember, but you seem super, super confident.
Oh, it's been years.
It's been years.
Since I-
Small world, smallest violin. Oh, man. But it sounds like all of our answers in here are locked in. So let's go to our contestants to see what they've put in. We're going to go to Artie first here. Artie, talk to me. Okay. You're bored in class. What you doodling on in your notebook? Oh, I cannot hear you. You're going to have to say that again for me. You coming in through. Did you go into your virtual reality? You must have ascended into another realm.
Oh my goodness, there we go.
There we go. We got you back. Talk to me, all right? What you doodling on in your notebook?
There's only like one symbol, right, that we all doodled in class, and it's like that stretchy like S symbol. I don't know if it had an actual name or not, but it's that long S symbol that everybody did.
Long S symbol. I know you start with the 3 lines and then the other 3 lines.
Right, you start with the 3 lines, you connect them together, and then it makes an S at the end.
All right, that's a good answer. I see it in my mind on the little composition notebooks. No, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't know if our panelists seem to agree. I saw some nods, but not of assurance. So we're going to have to wait and see what your competitor has to say. Now, Law, I need to hear your answer on this one. You're bored. What you doodle? You look like a doodler, no pause. What are you doodling on your notebook when you're bored in class?
I only doodle in my free time. And I was saying the same. This can be the one time that I agree with Artie through this whole thing. I said that super S with the 6 lines that you connect. I said that's the one. Everyone's drawn it, or at least attempted to draw it. So that's my answer as well.
Wow. I think this is the Same Brain first. Our contestants actually being in sync themselves with the same answer. Though that doesn't give you any points, but that does mean our matches here will go to each of you if you get any. So let's see what our panelists have to say. Maybe we're all in sync today. I'm going to head on over to Ash since you were giggling away at this answer. Talk to me, baby. What you doodling in your notebook?
I was giggling and I was like, you know what? Let's just take it easy. Okay. I put a smiley face. I said, of course someone's going to see a smiley face. We all drew smiley faces. Right? Or just me?
I personally was sad when I was a child. They were more sad faces or stick figures doing things that would probably put me on a watch list. But smiley face is a great answer. Unfortunately, not a match here. But I would love to see your notebook's probably all cute. You got stickers on it too, don't you?
It is, yeah.
There it is. You're one
I
of
still
those.
do it too. Journaling.
Cute, cute. All right. Well, we're gonna head on over to Larry here. Talk to me, Larry. What's your answer? What are you doodling on when you're bored in class?
See, I would say this one super easy because it wasn't a picture, it wasn't a drawing, it was a symbol. And there's only one symbol as a boy of the 90s, as a moldy 30s, as we were talking about earlier today, is that cool S that everybody could draw. That I was like a little bit afraid may have been a gang symbol and would have got me initiated, but it never did. And I was just initiated into the gang of cool.
That's right. It made me feel like I should be tagging something, or maybe I'm a skater boy, and I definitely will see you later, boy. So you two have locked in the 3, 4, 6 lined S, and that is a point, I guess, for both of our contestants. We're gonna have to see that. That's good. I'm glad there are some points on the board here. Okay, still we have other panelists to get to, so let's see what we've got going on here. Chaos, talk to me. I was calling you out on those responses, so I got to know, what are you doodling on in your notebook in class?
I'll just never forget opening my notebook like, yo, what you talking about in class today? Because I'm not gonna pay attention, and what I am gonna do is draw 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Diagonal, diagonal. The triangle at the top, triangle at the bottom. The S on my chest, baby. That's what we're doing in class today.
That
The cool
is
S.
indeed the super S on my chest. You wear it like a badge of respect. Hit it with the execution too. That's what I'm talking about. That is another point. We are super in sync tonight. If this is anything about what this session is going to be like, my body is ready. Okay, Mickey, I need to know, are you about to blow my mind away? Talk to me. You're doodling in class because you're bored as heck. What is it that you're doodling?
I mean, I wasn't a kid in the 90s. I was born in 97. I think I'm the youngest one here. But I also went with the Super S because it carried forward into the 2000s, and that's kind of just what we all did too.
That's a super S. Oh my! I'm flabbergasted. We have not had this in the history of Same Brain. Not only are contestants putting the same answer, them two being in sync, but amazing points off of that first question. Cause Chad, this is gonna be a game. All right. I gotta shake it off here. Everybody warmed up. How are we feeling, y'all? Temperature check. Do we see how these questions go? Are we nervous now? Are we excited now? I see everyone, their shoulders are dropping, looking a
I'm
lot
lit.
of. Okay, you lit. All right.
Like,
I'm ready to go. Yeah.
I didn't know I'd be matching with my opponent over here.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah, we're-
crazy.
We're on the same wavelength. We got to get Miss Ash. She's the only one that was outside of us.
With her,
Don't come for
with her-
me.
With her little smiley face. You must have had a great childhood. I'm envious. Out here doodling smiley faces.
I was born in 97 too, but I just drew flowers and smiley faces and
Oh. Oh,
sorry.
bless her heart. Well, we're gonna have to
Locked
stay
in.
locked in.
in.
We're gonna have to stay locked in. We're gonna get into that next question here. I'm curious to see what we've got. So let's see how this breaks down. All right, here we are. Next question. Name a city with overhyped food. Oh.
Oh,
Lord, you biting your lips on that one. You said that like you were about to break hearts.
There might be. They might come for me. They might come for me.
Oh no.
I couldn't decide.
Oh, Chaos, you were in shambles. Oh my gosh.
Mm.
It's a close one for you without spoiling. It was neck and neck between two options.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear you break it down. And Larry said, no, I know. You said, I know, I'm good. You look content with this answer.
Feeling pretty good.
Okay, all right. I'm curious. Okay, Mickey's just like, no, we gonna see today. All right, well, all of our answers are locked in here. So, as per usual, let's get into our contestants here. All right, talk to me here. What's a city with overhyped food?
I gotta say, honestly, and this is probably blasphemy because I am from California, but it's gotta be Los Angeles. I feel like Los Angeles has some of the most overhyped food, has the most unnecessary, like 3-hour lines that those TikTokers are always posting about for some cold ass ramen or some basic ass sandwiches. That's all. It's just ridiculous. I got feelings.
Am wheezing, and we all know quite a few mutuals, friends, and maybe family from that area. Ash is, your mouth is agape. I am so sorry. You are shooketh by that answer. Oh my God, that one hurt.
Wait.
That was right to the chest, wasn't
A
it?
little bit. Little bit.
Wee.
I
Okay.
left a burn.
Ooh, all right, so we got LA locked in there for our first contestant answer. Let's see what Laws got cooking up over here, because they look like they about to break hearts with this. Talk to me. Overhyped food in what city would you say?
Okay, please don't come for me. But this is my experience with the city. I think New York City has overhyped food. I think everyone's trying to make a deconstructed version of everything. You're gonna get a burger served by a chef with 2 black leather gloves on, and it's gonna be $37 with lighting fixtures hanging out the ceiling. It's gonna be metal coming out the wall. They're gonna be like, "This is the rustic area. Welcome to Harrisburg." And everyone's, "Oh yeah, this is really what I want." No, I'm not with it. I'm not with it. It's $10 million. I see the chat spinning by me. That's my opinion. That's not. I'm standing on that. I'm gonna stand on that.
Stand on business. Respectfully.
No, I'll die on that hill. But
I'm sorry?
wow.
Are we, could we just, I'm sorry, Producer Kai, could we just kick him out the game? Please, could we just kick him out the game? That's crazy. That's disrespectful. Negative points. Can we remove points? There should be a contingency for a response like that. You know, it's fine. What that tells me is you ain't never been to New York. You don't know what they got. That's what it tells me. That's what it tells me.
I lived in New York, and I'll tell you,
It's debatable.
when I was there. Now, the bodegas slap. But I'm talking, if someone's like, "Oh, I know a spot. It's a real good restaurant." It's about to be the most mid-pack, mid I've ever had in my life, and I'm gonna be sad that I spent $37 on a shake.
But you're
That's all
never
I'm
gonna
saying.
spend $30 on a shake. What are you talking about?
No, that's LA behavior. We all
What do you-
know.
what
It's
do you
that.
100% LA behavior.
Like,
Let
I
him
don't
speak,
know.
let him speak.
I don't.
He's right.
No.
I was
Let him
there.
talk.
I was
That's
in
crazy.
Texas.
Where were you? Living in New York? Where were you? In Westchester? That's crazy.
Like, that's what I'm saying. What are you talking?
All right.
But I worked in Manhattan. I worked in Manhattan.
Okay. Well, although I'm
First.
pissed about that answer, and I think a lot of people are too, we're gonna have to see what our panelists has to say, see if there are any matches there that I am not happy about. All right, come on, Ash, calm me down, please. Tell me a city that has overhyped food, and I swear to God.
Oh,
need
baby,
to
don't
know.
worry. It's Dallas. I'm sorry. Your barbecue is not good. Okay. I'm sorry. It's not good. Don't ever tell me to get barbecue in Dallas again because it's nasty. Okay. I don't care. Y'all said this place, that place. I tried all the places. They were nasty. I'm going to go to Houston and mind my business, my black business at that. So, let me just talk real quick. LA has some good food. Okay. I'm in NorCal, but LA got some good food. You just got to go to the right places. It is expensive, but it's worth it. We got Roscoe's, we got bomb ramen joints, all that.
That's
okay.
that's the first
I'll
one
take
that
you
you said
somewhere.
was Roscoe's. That's the first. You really
Rough.
you perpetuated stereotypes.
I don't
I'm
got
not happy with
Roscoe's
that.
in NorCal.
Oh,
I don't got it in
okay.
NorCal,
Yes,
so
yes, yes.
I associate with LA. So I'm sorry.
Fair,
I go to
fair.
Roscoe's every time I'm there. But New York, I can't speak on that. Can't
All
speak
right.
on that.
Well, unfortunately, Dallas isn't a match here with our two major cities with overhyped quotations food. But good answer, and I tend to agree with you. We're gonna have to go to our next panelist to see what they have cooking. All right, Larry, please, for the love of God, tell me what is a city with overhyped food?
Pass. Can I not? You're gonna be mad.
Please tell me.
Look, there's only one city that could mess up pizza, and that city be New York City.
Let's go, Larry!
Damn.
Talking about.
Man, woo!
I'm sorry, mess up pizza? You're talking about the city that invented pizza?
Literally
Wait, the city that invented pizza? I'm sorry. Are you in Rome, Italy right now?
That's a different type of pizza.
You're
That is not
not- no.
pizza. We're
Don't
talking
do
about the
that.
legendary
No.
za. I'm flabbergasted today. This is insane. It's a match. I'm not happy about it. I don't want to hear anymore. Chaos, please. Please.
Look, BK, you've lived in Austin. You know, everyone freaks out. And this is Austin. I'm not saying this is New York. This is Austin. But they have home slice, which home slice is like, we're so New York. We fly our water in from New York. So it's that authentic New York pizza. And it's the most boring, overhyped pizza in the flown straight in from boring pizza in New York.
We're gonna have to talk after this because if that's the pizza you're eating and that's your scale for New York, you're not eating the right pizza. It's not oily enough. All right, Chaos, please, baby, tell me a city. Tell me a city with overhyped food.
I have such an attitude right now, but I'm not gonna let the New York come out just yet because we're not gonna do that. But I actually said Las Vegas.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Now, if you want to talk
Ooh.
about spending $37 for a shake, that's what we're doing in Vegas. I'm not going. The breakfast sandwiches are god awful. Like I got one breakfast sandwich, it came out to like $15. There's like all of it's dry, the sausage is dry, like it's just none of it's enjoyable. I went to go get crab legs and get me one drink. The bill was like $130 for what? No, absolutely not.
No, overhyped and overpriced, but unfortunately not a match with our two major cities that our contestants said. But I don't think you're wrong. But we're going to have to see what Mickey has to say about this. So, Mickey, talk to me. What is a city with overhyped food?
I'm gonna catch hands from a lot of people in my community, but Chicago. You want to talk about a city that ruined pizza? Chicago. What the hell am I eating? I'm eating soup.
you. Yes.
I'm eating soup.
Preach.
I don't want to order pizza and eat soup. I want to order pizza and eat a pizza.
I didn't ask for lasagna. Tell them again.
I didn't order that. I ordered a pizza.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm loving this answer. And the disrespect on New York is insane. So I'm glad, Mickey, you're with me on that one. But unfortunately, not a match with our contestants. We weren't able to get them some points up there on this question. We're taking a look at the score here, and it is cooking. We were able to get a couple points there on the board. But unfortunately, no LA matches. Artie, I'm sorry. No points for you on this question. But don't worry, we've got another one. So let's head on to that next question. The first line dance you hear at any cookout has to be blank.
What type of cookout?
That is for
There's
you.
only one answer.
I'm sorry. I just.
I'm loving this. I'm loving the comms here. Artie, it's okay. Express your question for everyone to hear. I would love for chat to hear that.
What? I know what a cookout is. I don't know what's a line dance.
Line dance. I'm looking at everyone's faces right now.
What?
I don't think I've ever heard of that. Like, ever heard of that for like I don't know what this is. I'm straight up. I don't know what this is.
Do any of our panelists want to explain for us here? Put Artie on for a second because you're gonna need to get them points.
Are people like dancing like at the cookout? Are they like having a good time?
Yeah, it's like a series of
it's-
movements that you follow to the song.
Everybody knows, yeah. So like they'll typically tell you what to do in the song. It's like they'll just walk you through it step by step, and you do everything that the song says.
Oh, okay. I got
Everybody's
this
in
now.
like a line, shoulder to shoulder, doing the same steps together.
Wow.
This show is to educate
Lock
and
in, Artie.
inform. So lock in, Artie. Line dances are not exclusive to the state of the honky tonk, and they are not exclusively to the genre that which we may not listen to or prefer, but it's fine. There are plenty of a variety of dances that give you instructions that you end up dancing in a line. You know, when they all say, face the DJ booth, the hands are waving, and everyone is dancing. Some of those, one of those, any of those.
I think we're good now. I think
Okay,
I'm
we're good now.
locked in. Yeah.
And I'm getting the confirmation too that indeed all of our answers are locked in. So I'm not going to let chat or myself sit here in anticipation. Artie, please tell us what the heck you have for this answer. The first line dance that you hear at any cookout has to be blank.
Well, now that I understand what a line dance is, the first song that comes to mind, I don't remember the name of it, but it's one that's like slide to the left, slide to the right, crisscross, like that sort of thing, like that song. Yeah.
Okay, and then what does they say at the end of that? Crisscross. Beh.
Oh.
And then it goes.
Not chop real smooth.
There it is.
Yeah. Is that the name of it? Is that the name of the song?
Indeed the cha-cha slide.
There
You
it
were gonna
is,
get. You knew you had it. You knew you had it. So okay, I love that the answer they put in is slide to the left, slide to the right as the response. We got the gist.
I
We
didn't know
got
the
it.
name.
It's fine. We're gonna lock that in as the cha-cha slide for you here, Artie. Good question. I'm glad we were able to get to one that is actually a line dance. I was a little scared there, but I'm gonna head on over to Law here. Talk to me. All right, you've been to a many a cookout. What is that first line dance that began everybody going?
All right. Well, it turns out I lied earlier. Me and Artie agreed again. I also said the cha-cha
God damn it.
slide. That's the first one that they play. Everybody can follow it. So like, it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure everyone's heard the Casper slide part 2. So that gets everybody out on the floor. That's what you hear first. Now, if they're going to Cupid shuffle, if they're doing the wobble and all that, some people don't know the moves, but the cha-cha slide always comes out first to get people out on the floor to break it open. So cha-cha
Okay.
slide is my answer.
It's a great answer. And again, you're not wrong. I've been known to host a many of after parties, and I'm very curious to see what our panelists have to say. I'm actually seeing a variety of facial expressions, and Ash is holding it all back behind that beautiful face of themselves. So, Ash, talk to me. What is that first line dance that's always going to play at a cookout?
Come on, y'all. The Cupid shuffle. Come on. Come on. Yes, we all know the cha-cha slide, but let's get into the Cupid shuffle.
Baby, down,
No?
down, do your dance.
Look,
do your
How
dance.
on, Law.
does the
Come on,
Cupid
Law.
shuffle? How does it go?
It go to the right, to the right. Come on, you know
To the
that.
right,
You know
to
it.
the right, to
To
the
the
right,
left,
to the
to the
left,
left.
to the left. Now kick, baby.
Yes.
Kick, baby.
Hey.
Woo! Come on, Law. I was
It be
rooting
good
for
going.
you.
Oh, man.
Ah.
But no, that
No,
comes
don't get up and do it now. Don't get up and do it now.
cha-cha slide. They play the cha-cha slide first. They get everybody warm, and then they hit the Cupid shuffle. Because after you slid to the left, then you start doing your thing. Then you start doing it to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left. Not kick. Come on, baby, kick. Walk it by yourself. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you. I hear you. Though I have been seeing it in a different order, to be frank. The cha-cha slide is actually the climax of the line dances. It's
Yes.
often played as you get into it. So then there is no room for you to not get up on the dance floor. They've done played 3 or 4 line dances before. So Cupid Shuffle is a very valid answer. If there was going to be a choice for an alternative answer, I think that would be the one. But I'm not a contestant, and unfortunately, those are no matches. But we will have to see because we have tons of other panelists to get to, and I'm seeing their faces pressed to get their answers out there. And I'm most curious about this one here. So, Larry, I gotta know. I need to hear. Break it down for me here. You've been to cookouts.
A couple.
You've been to some
So-
cookouts.
So
Wh-
here's where my brain is, because
Okay.
I'm thinking cookout. Like, I'm not thinking like wedding. I'm not thinking like dance. I'm thinking cookout. Cookout feels country.
Fair.
And so the problem with country is I don't know it. So the only like line dance that I knew that has steps you can follow is that one that's like do the 2-step, do the cowboy boogie, and do something else, and then there's other stuff, and you do that too. Do 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 do. I don't know what that song is, but that's the one that I know would be done at a country cookout. And every answer I've
Please
heard,
tell me you wrote
so
all
much
of that
better.
out as your
That's
answer.
what I'm saying.
I
was
basically
thinking-
yes.
I was thinking, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, please tell me he's gonna say the Cotton Eye Joe. I was like, yes, I would hit it right into this ain't Texas. It ain't hold. I still be doing the same dance. All right. I would have taken that. But I don't know what the do is. So if anyone in chat could put us on, I would love to have that so we could put it on a reel.
It's
for
okay.
answer.
I barely know it either.
You love to see it. I love an answer that's coming from the heart and said with the chest. So let's go to one of our panelists who does that best. Chaos, talk to me. What is a line dance that's guaranteed to be played first at a cookout?
Y'all, it's the cha-cha slide. It's the warm-up. It is the start. It's the start. Because we have to get ready for the Cupid shuffle. We have to get ready for the wobble. And we have to get ready for the biker shuffle. We got to warm up. So when they talk about some goddamn, put your hands on your knees and we ready to hit that, We ready to hit that joint. Like, that's what we doing. And then they say, how low can you go? And we all on the floor like this. We warmed up. We are ready to do everything else. What are we saying? Please, it's the cha-cha
cook.
slide. It's the cha-cha.
Look,
We
Law and
cha-cha-ing.
Artie are living. Their faces are absolutely. I thought they were about to get low with you
It's
on
the
that.
cha-cha.
You're right.
Oh, here it is.
I'm-
Oh my God. Oh, here it is. How low can you go? Oh my God.
Y'all got.
All right. Well, that is, in fact, points on the board for each of our contestants since they seem to be more in sync than with all of our panelists here. So I'm going to have to head on over to Mickey to see if you've been able to add more points to the board or if you're going to put us on to a different song. So talk to us here. You're at a cookout, an engagement. Everyone's throwing it back. They're going to toss on a line dance to get everybody going. Which one of those dances is play first?
Well, see, I've only blown my knee out to one line dance and one line dance only. So we're going to go with the wobble.
Hey!
You do that. Oh,
Okay, so hear me out. I was a little inebriated for my 21st birthday at a drag bar, and they
Okay.
played the wobble. And so I worked at Topgolf. I don't know if you know how Topgolf works,
yes.
but they have a rule where if the wobble plays, you have to dance to it. And they usually play it once or twice a night to get people hyped up. And so in my brain, I heard that and I went, oh my God, I'm at work. I got to dance. But little old inebriated me tried to hit it a little too hard. And we fell over and I shattered my ACL doing the wobble.
I am shooketh. I have thrown it
Damn.
back on the top of speakers more than the one time, and I cannot believe that that's the one. I am impressed and also again shooketh at that answer. But unfortunately, there is not a match. Though I would pay for that. Is it on your OnlyFans or oh crap? I can't say that.
No,
Anyway.
this was pre-content.
The good old days. Well, that is not going to be our point for our match, but we did get an answer from Jeff the Ice Boat. He said Larry's song is in fact the Get Up by Blanco Brown. So if you
That's
want to
it.
hear how that goes and you want to hear the duty doos yourself, you can check that out. I'm gonna have to listen to it after because I didn't know what you were saying, but I want to know. Maybe it hits. Okay, you never know.
When you listen to it, you'll go, he was right with the sounds, just not the lyrics.
No, you had the lyrics right. You had the lyrics right. It was banging on TikTok. It was like, come on, get a two-step and cowboy boogie,
grab your sweet
ah,
arms, spin
and
around
get
with
right
it.
to it. Get a
It was
hold
the
down.
accent for me. The accent.
It was.
Do,
All of
do,
a sudden,
do,
your
do.
voice like 20 octaves deeper. Where'd that come from?
Exactly.
It's always been like that, man.
Well, that's cowboy octave.
That's cowboy octave. Well, all right, my cowboys, gals, and non-binary beings. Let's get into this next question. You woke up late. What morning activity are you skipping? Yeah, that's right. Oh, no. You woke up late. What morning activity are you skipping? Yeah, the laughter, the silence is deafening, chat. I'm actually feeling the tension through the screen right now. Larry looking to God for the answer, already looking sad at their answer, and giggles amongst everyone. Mickey's holding back a smile as to not let us know. That's funny. They're trying to not be expressive. Look at you. Okay, all right. See, knowing these answers is going to really tell us a lot about all of you. Even Law there is very contemplative. Okay. You don't want to out yourself, but also you want to get the points. I see.
Still not past the blowing the knee out. I'm back in the last questions. I'm sorry.
You're still in the last question. You're gonna be resurrected from the wobble blow in the knee at Top Golf. That's crazy.
Wow.
All right. Well,
I
it
think
sounds
Mickey
like
took it literally to get in there.
Literally.
Yeah, get in there. I get it. I feel it. Valid.
well, all of our answers seem to be locked in. So let's look over to Artie here for their answer on this question. So, Artie, you woke up late. What morning activity are you skipping?
Man, I am a very hygienic person, and I would imagine, there's everybody like has their normal routine of like cleaning up, prepping up for the morning. I feel like the one thing that really I would imagine most people would skip would probably be breakfast, because Lord knows how many times I've skipped breakfast just to make sure I get to work or an event on time. So that is my answer.
Breakfast is a very good answer. Unfortunately for me, breakfast is not included in my morning activities. I actually don't even think about it. So that one went right over my head. But I'm glad you locked that in. And I think a lot of people might agree. But you don't need to get those answers right with a lot of people, just our panelists. So let's hold off and see what your competitor Law has to say about their answer, right? So you woke up late. What morning activity are you skipping?
I can never compete with Artie ever again. He lives inside the scape, which is my mind. I grew up very like military, so one thing if I'm like skipping, it's usually making the bed. That's like the first thing that like drops off. But what I wrote for this, me and Artie locked in, same brain.
Why are we the same brain?
Breakfast.
Are you
Oh my god.
Are you kidding me? Right? We are making same brain history. Never in my life, in the existence of this show, have our contestants matched more with each other than with the panelists. Stop.
What? One of us should have been down there, Law. One of us should have been down there. We would have been connecting.
Instant victory. We got to hang out after this. Obviously, we would make good friends.
Very true. Very true.
Telegraphing too much.
No. Check their Discord messages. They're messaging each other.
Oh my god.
They're DMing each other.
Not the screen looking. That's crazy. Wow. So we've got double Be Fast up here as our contestants both lock in breakfast as the answer for their activity they're skipping in the morning. Let's see. All right. We have to do this again. And what points, if any, will be given to, unfortunately, but fortunately, both of them? Okay. Please, Ash, talk to me here, baby. What activity are you going to be skipping in your morning
Okay.
routine if you are running late?
Let's make it clear. I brush my teeth 3 times a day. But a lot of people skip it. They do. Everybody I talk to, they're like, yeah, I didn't brush my teeth this morning. I was running late. I'm like, out of all things you could be skipping, you skip brushing your teeth. They do it. That was my answer.
That's a little raunchy. We're gonna have to play them the Lady Lusher song, the brush your teeth, brush your teeth, because I'm not leaving the house without a fresh mouth. You feel me? Okay, I'm gonna feel dirty, all types of dirty, derogatory. I want to be clean. All right, that's not the one I'm skipping. Okay. Gum ain't
Right.
gonna fix that stank, okay? They ain't gonna get rid of the plaque and the little, little poppy seed you got from the bagel that you tried to
Okay.
eat. Gross, gross.
Or last night's dinner. That's
There
still in
it
there
is.
because they didn't brush the night before either. People are dirty.
Dirty.
I
Great
talked about this
answer.
in the last show too.
You did. You
People are
did.
dirty.
Listen, you calling people out for their filth, but unfortunately, our contestants are not as filthy. They just don't care about their stomachs or mental health or well-being because they keep skipping breakfast. So we're gonna have to see if any of our other panelists manage to get a match here. So Larry, what do we got here? You're running late. What morning activity are you skipping?
Look, I'm super excited to have same brained here, but not with the contestants, with you, BK, because breakfast wasn't even a consideration.
It wasn't there.
So-
I didn't even think of breakfast. What is that? Wow.
So I was thinking about if I'm waking up late, I need to save the most amount of time. And there's certain things that gotta be. You gotta get dressed. You gotta brush your teeth. You gotta take the morning. So the thing that I was gonna get rid of is the shower. Because they're already saying, you don't need it every day. I could probably get away with being a little stinky. The deodorant will work. That'll be fine. So that was my
Oh man, this is a little controversial though. I have heard of a few who don't like to get wet in the morning. I don't know why, but maybe there's just not enough time to bathe or clean yourself in your many crevasses. And I think that is a very, very good answer. Dirty, but unfortunately, Not a match. I'm sorry. But I see where you're going. I mean, breakfast wasn't a choice. So what's the next most important thing that people run out the house not doing? They throw on clothes and they're skipping down the road like an anime character with the toast in their mouth, okay? That's just what it is. All right. Okay. Good answer, Larry. Well, let's see if Chaos can get us some points here on the board. So Chaos, talk to me here. You're running late. What morning activity are you skipping?
Man, it was gonna be a shower, but I've mastered the 2-minute shower routine, so it's actually skipping breakfast.
Is that indeed a match? Breakfast coming up there on the board, getting some points for both of our contestants. I said 2-minute showers can go a long way,
Look,
can help you in a pinch.
just get your pits, bro. Like, put your deodorant on and get out of there. Put the water
You-
and soap on real fast, real fast. Like, you gotta go like this. You know what I mean? Like, if you go super fast, you're out in 2 minutes. I promise.
Yeah,
Get
just
the hot
wet
spots.
rag.
True.
That's it.
Literally.
That's it. Wipe
The
yourself
hot spots.
down. Hot spots, Ash. Absolutely. You got to get the areas that be boofing, if you will. But I'm very excited to see those points up there for each of our contestants. That breakfast answer is fabulous, Chaos. I know you had it in you. But Mickey, what do we got here? I have to know. You have surprised me every single step of the way of this game. So talk to me. You're running late. What morning activity are you skipping?
Well, so if anybody knows me, I have ADHD and I medicate it with my caffeine because I don't have, nobody in America has health insurance anymore. But unfortunately, if I'm running late, I got to skip that caffeine. So I'm skipping my coffee run, unfortunately, and I'm a little sad about it, but I'll skip it for the day if I'm running late. I'll just be,
Ooh.
depressed and tired at work.
See, part of me, I'm not the game master, so I don't get to make this decision, but part of me is saying the morning coffee is indeed my breakfast, and I would die without it. But I do not think that is unfortunately a match, and this is why I'm not the game master. I just get to say all the pretty words. So I feel for you. I am so sorry for no coffee, and it is a great answer because sometimes you just ain't got the time to brew the pot. Sometimes you ain't got time to do the pour over. Good. I get it. But unfortunately, no match there with our contestants. Whew. This game is heating up, and the scores are as high as I think we've ever seen during this segment here. I'm surprised. Y'all have been the most wild group we have yet, and we haven't even gotten to the final segment. So let's get in to our next question here to see if we can same brain once again. Okay, here we go. Name a meal that everyone knows how to cook by the time they are 16. All right? Name a meal that everyone knows how to cook by the time they turn 16.
Law, respectfully, get out of my head for this one.
All
All right.
right. Yeah, I'm
I
diving
need
in.
you. I need you out.
I'm diving elsewhere. I'm swimming elsewhere. Larry, I'm coming into your mind.
All right, I'm opening it up. Come on in, baby. Ah!
Ooh-wee, I'm loving this. I mean, to really stand out here in this competition and really bank in those points before our next segment, you guys do need to have, unfortunately, different answers if we want to get these points and make sure the other one doesn't receive the same points here. It's going to be a very, very close, tied up game headed into the next one. So I'm very curious to see where everyone's head is landing here. Everyone comes from different backgrounds. Everybody has different upbringings. So let's take a look at what our contestants have to say now that our answers are all locked in. So, Artie, talk to me here. I know you said log it out your brain. So tell me where your brain is here. A meal that everyone knows how to cook by the time they turn 16. What is it?
I'm not gonna lie, my brain still hasn't left breakfast yet. So something I would hope that a lot of people know how to do when they're at least 16, make a couple of hard-boiled eggs. Easy enough. You throw some eggs in the pot. You 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 just cook them up and you're ready to go. Just
I'm
boil
shooketh.
them real quick.
Law, you look so. Where did you go? Did you?
I'm
He's
losing my
breaking
mind.
the sound barrier.
I'm so nervous by that response, Artie. Okay, hard-boiled eggs. I like the specificity, but also could work against you into your detriment. Eggs is a very specific one. On hard boil, I'm sure A lot of people know that, but I didn't really know that until for a single occasion. That was Easter, and we colored them. We didn't really eat them in my house. I know it's weird, right? But great answer, simple execution. You can do that at a very young age, so I understand the logic here. But we're gonna have to wait to see if we have any matches. All right. We're gonna head over to Law with that shadow realm teleportation that just happened. Have you come back to Earth, please? Oh, why are you looking at me like that? You looking?
We got a match, all right.
Oh no. Oh no.
There's a match for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Law.
Law, name a meal that everyone knows how to cook by the
Yeah.
time they turn 16.
I'll give you one. So, what was going on in my mind? The first thing that anyone learns to make for real, I would say like sandwiches type thing. But you said cook. So I'm like, all right, you can't cook a sandwich. Like, I'm thinking cold cut sandwich. So now I'm like, all right, easiest thing. The only thing no one can really mess up is eggs. Maybe a little scrambled, maybe a little hard boiled, maybe a little soft, maybe a little over easy, whatever you learn. But eggs is the answer. That's the only answer.
Oh,
You can ask different questions. I don't think
This
it's
is
me.
insane. The funny thing is, I was also thinking the same thing with the sandwich. Like, you can't cook a sandwich, so that I just gotta get that out of there.
Or
Like,
you
that's not an
make a
option.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Make a sandwich.
Is toasting cooking? I'm not sure, and that's not the question. But because this game has been so close, and y'all two have been in same braining too much as contestants, we are gonna make you get specific, Law. How are you cooking those eggs?
All right. Give it to me scrambled. Scrambled.
Eggs. We are locking in that answer. Scrambled eggs for Law, and Artie with the hard boiled eggs as their answer. Now, this is going to be to the wire. And if you happen, panelists, I don't want to hear it now. If you did it, General, get your specific answer, lock it in right now, because I don't want to hear that. We need to see who has the actual same brain. All right, Ash, I see your face. My game master's pissed. I'm fuming. I'm still on the New York question. So tell me, what is a meal that everyone knows how to cook by the time they turn 16, Ash?
Ramen. I was gonna say eggs, but I was like, no way they're gonna say eggs. They're gonna say ramen. Everybody learns how to boil some ramen.
yeah.
Little top ramen. All good.
Come on, Maru-chan.
All good.
Okay. I'm seeing a
Okay.
thread though. We all learned how to checks notes boil water before 16. I'm loving that. What we do is we put it in the f***ing microwave is what we do. All right. We don't even know how to boil it. I don't know if that is cooking, but it's a great answer. And ramen, I get what you're saying, but unfortunately, ain't no eggs. Not an egg answer, but a great one. Okay. All right. All right. I'm calming down. I'm breathing. I thought there was going to be bop, 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 bop. I got scared. So, Larry, are you going to scare me when you tell me what meal
I
everyone
don't
knows?
think I'll scare you. No, I think this one makes.
Okay. Tell
So
me, bust
here-
it down
here-
for me.
Let's break it. Step 1, grab the pot. Step 2, put the water in the pot. Step 3, turn the knob on the stove to the heat so that the water starts boiling. And step 4, throw that easy cooker in. It's spaghetti time. Sorry.
Pasta. Pasta. Law is sweating. Law said
I thought
step
he was
one.
about to drop an egg in there.
I wish I could have. The only circular thing I had was the bowl.
I'm loving it. I saw they said step 1, pot. Step 2, water. They said, uh-oh. Oh my gosh. But yes, the main thing that I would, and I think meal as a comprehensive thing, because again, eggs is not a meal, it's a food item. In my book, it's just a food item. Pasta, though, that's a dish. And that's where my brain went. But I am unfortunately not a contestant, so I get no points. But me and Larry, we might be in sync. We might need to play this
So in
game
sync,
together.
we're the backstreet.
Hey, all right. I'm loving it. But we're going to take it on over to Chaos to see if we can get some matches because I've seen their shake. I see the little dimple coming out. That's when I know you got something cheeky to say. So talk to me here. All right. Name a meal that everyone knows how to cook by the time they turn 16.
Y'all, I am not the best cook. I've boiled air, aka the water has evaporated. So I burnt grilled cheese. But they said, you said a meal. And I said chicken Alfredo because I mastered that meal at 16.
Chicken Alfredo.
It's
That-
not difficult, you know.
You burn
rotisserie
in grilled
chicken-
cheese.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, I know. Just cut me some slack. Yeah, you know. The
Okay.
temperature wasn't temperaturing. Okay, I put it on
Okay.
high. I thought it was gonna go fast. The cheese was gonna melt. It melted all right. But with that being said, it's basic. You know, the rotisserie chicken. You boil the sauce, you boil the noodles, and you move on. Right?
I mean, it is a
Simple.
form of pasta. You did boil noodles. I can see the thread there. That is something I learned at an early age. I just found it surprising, and I think someone in chat agrees with me. They said chicken Alfredo before mac and cheese is kind of wild. So shout out to Mac and Cheese 61 for that one. You're an impressive child to say the least.
Is mac and cheese a meal?
Well, apparently boiled eggs is, so anything's game. Okay.
I would say mac and cheese is a meal, 100%.
It's not a snack.
Oh,
No.
now we're
No,
debating the
that's mac and
semantics.
cheese.
It was like that big.
Oh, so
If
you
you-
just you doing craft? You ain't doing it out the box? That's crazy.
You're doing the
You doing
easy
the little
macs.
cups?
You're doing the easy
Hold
mac
on.
cups.
At 16, what mac and cheese are y'all making?
I'm making out the box.
The box mac and cheese.
No,
Thank
y'all are not.
you.
You're
Easy,
lying.
easy Mac in the
I
microwave.
want Big Mac.
Y'all are lying. Instant, you put it in the microwave.
No,
There's
I
no
said
way y'all was cooking out the box.
Oh my
I don't
God.
believe this.
Mac and cheese has caused disarray amongst the panelists here. And clearly, it is unfortunately not either of the egg choices. So, no points here. But we might have to offline about this debacle here with mac and cheese being merely a snack. Let me not. I was about to say, give it back, but let me not. All right, Mickey, talk to me. I got to know in your world, because you've got a very interesting one. What meal does everyone know how to cook by the time they turn 16? What were you thinking?
All right, so at 16, I had just gotten my first job. I broke as hell. I ain't got shit. So you know what I learned how to make? Ramen and grilled cheese. Because you can buy that shit for $1.50.
$1.50 in a dream.
I love it.
$1.50 in a dream. You got you some mac and cheese or a grilled cheese and ramen.
Beautiful, beautiful. See, we balling on little
Thank
baby
you.
budgets here. We barely even got an allowance before we're 16. We're out here scraping for pennies. So I understand the answer. I think it's a great answer, but unfortunately, no eggs. No eggs. Our panelists are matching with each other. Our contestants are matching with each other, and that's not how the game works. Okay. I think hear me out. I'm going to check in with my game master to make sure it's okay. I know we are running over for time here, but I think after that egg debacle and the audacity of this last question, I think we should do a bonus question here for the hot seat. How are we feeling? I think we get
so.
one more in there.
Give
because
it
we've
to me.
got to
Give
get
it
some
to me.
final
Give it to me
scores.
now.
I need it.
Okay,
I need
let's-
it.
Let's see if you guys can stop sharing this single brain cell and perhaps get in sync with the rest of our panelists here. Let's do this final question for the hot seat segment, okay? Let's see what we got. Blank tree. That's it.
That's it.
Blank tree.
I've suddenly never seen a tree in my life.
This is it. I think this is going to be the one that unravels everyone.
Insane work. Oh my god.
Artie says, I've got the answer. Hands back, feet up. Law 2 locked in. I love though Mickey's face. Like, I don't even know what is a tree. I can't even spell it, even if it's on the screen. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Well, our answers are locked in here for this final question to really see if we can get our contestants to think in sync with our lovely panelists here. So, Artie, says your feet was kicked it up. Talk to me. Blank tree. Walk me through.
Well, I'm a little concerned because I know a couple of people. I put my answer really quickly, all right? I put it in real quick. And I noticed some of the panelists were thinking of like a real tree. But I was thinking more of along the lines of a Dollar Tree.
Beautiful answer. Dollar Tree, where you can get all your needs at an affordable price around the cost of
Exactly.
$1. That is an excellent
Too bad,
answer.
and they're not like nothing's $1 anymore there.
No. Not at all. I love that response. But yes, I'm a little nervous with some of the reactions there. They were thinking of actual trees, perhaps. But don't lose hope. We'll have to see what your competitor has to say. You could be in for some points here. So, Law, talk to me here. I want to know your answer. Blank tree.
I also said, I'm just joking. No.
Oh.
So I had a lot of thoughts going through my head, man. I was thinking like big tree. I was thinking oak tree. I thought of George Washington. I thought of a cherry tree. But finally, I had to come down to my final answer. Give me Christmas tree. Final answer.
That is a great answer. That is beautiful. Although not everyone does subscribe to the holiday that which is commercialized Christmas. So you may be in for a doozy whether or not you get some points here with our panelists. But I like the answer. I like your thinking. Quick thinking, went with the heart, went with the spirit. Sir Saint Nick was on your side. Okay. I see what you're thinking. All right, let's get on to our panelists here. Let's see what they've got because I think this is going to really tear us all apart. All right, Ash, talk to me here. What are you thinking with your answer here? Blank tree. Where did we go?
I'm cooked.
Oh.
That's all I'm gonna say. I don't vibe with contestants, even though I adore them so much. But we don't think the same. We just don't.
Oh
I
no.
put money tree. Who's not thinking about a money tree?
A
A
money
Dollar Tree is close to a money tree.
I thought I
Can
was
it
thinking
count?
money tree.
Can it
Oh,
count?
I wanted something more general. Okay, my bad.
Lock in, brother. Lock in, brother.
I'm trying fast.
money tree.
You're not as locked as you should be.
Not at all. And money trees, although they do come up around the holidays often, that is in fact not a Christmas tree. And I'm sorry, a Dollar Tree is not a metaphorical dollar, although it might be with those prices. It is a place, and that is what we reference. So that is not a point for you, but a very interesting answer. You must have had a gray again, smiley faces and money trees. God, what a world you live in, Ash. We love to see a cute baby girl. Yes. Great answer, but not a match there. So we're going to have to head on over to our next panelist, which is, of course, Larry. What do we got here? Simple question, hard answer. Blank tree.
I'm very excited because today is the 2nd of September, and September is the beginning of the embers, which takes us to the best one, which is December, which is why I went with a partridge in a pear tree.
Are you serious?
I'm done with you.
No way.
Larry, I was
We were
right
so
with
close.
you. Larry, I was
We were
right
so
with you.
You should have just sang the song at that point. You should have just started from the top and
Do the
and
two-step and the
made-
cowboy
made your
boogie.
way to the.
Grab your sweetheart.
Yeah, you should have just.
I don't even know if I know how to spell partridge.
I can't. I only learned what a partridge was last year, so don't worry about it. I thought they were talking about animals or something. I didn't think it was a bird or merely a bird, but they already said the doves and what are turtle doves. Anyway, that's not a Christmas tree, but it is Christmas, but we're not giving points for that. I'm so sorry, but that is a beautiful answer. Magnificent. Man, you've got Law all shook up. They thought they was winning. They heard the spirit. They heard the chestnuts roasting on an open fire and thought they had it. But unfortunately, was not a match there. Whew. Giving us a run for our money. All right, chaos. Let's see if we can keep this energy going. Let's invoke actual chaos. All right, blank tree. Walk me through your answer.
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. What's the words?
That really is a match. Let's
Yeah!
go. Okay. All right. We got a Christmas tree in the building. That's giving us a point there for Law. You can breathe now. And I love that. You got a
Oh.
beautiful voice there. That was
Why, thank you.
excellent.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Christmas tree going with your gut. Tis almost the season, though I'm upset with this Halloween erasure, but it's fine. Let's get on to our last, but certainly not least panelist, because every time you give me an answer, Mickey, you blow my mind and I feel like we're going to be great friends. So talk to me here. Blank tree. Walk me through your answer.
So I panicked and realized I'd never heard of a tree but a day in my life. When you said blank tree, I had to sit there for a minute and collect myself and think to myself, what's the only tree that you can recognize? And Christmas is my favorite holiday. I will skip over Halloween every time, every year. So I went with Christmas tree.
Wow, that is a 2 for the Christmas badges, and the do-rag is being swung in the air, and we get points on the board there for Law with that final question. Finally, our contestants have done different answers. The single brain cell has split between the two, which is perfect because now we are able to get into our final rapid fire segment. All right, y'all, here is where all the rules change. This is where we're going to really find out who is thinking and sinking. We have been through a myriad of responses, mishaps, just missing those sync answers, but getting very close to being locked in. So we're going to have a chance to bring our contestants into this rapid fire segment. Here we go. This is going to be fabulous. We are going to be doing a series of this or that questions here, and you are going to need to pick one of the panelists to bring into this segment. All right. So think about who you've been matching with. Think about who you think is going to give you a lot of matches. So I am very, very excited to hear it. And we're going to lock in those responses here. And it's sounding like our first contestant, who is in the lead, which is Law after that Christmas question, has picked their partner. So let us bring it in after they let us know who their partner is going to be. So Law, walk me through your thought process here on who you want to bring in to this final segment.
Well, there was no option for me to pick Artie. I tried. There was no enter question because we would have won together. But this contestant has been matching with me on a good majority of the questions. I think I can figure out what they're thinking. I think I can get into their mind for the this or that. I think we're going to lock in with the first round pick in the 2024 Same Brain Draft. Give me chaos.
Hey, yo. Okay. We love to see it. Let's come over here. Let's bring the pair on over to my office. Let's talk a little bit about this pairing because Chaos, you looked
Am I in
shook
trouble?
on that response. You're not in trouble. I
Okay.
want to know your reaction here. Talk us through that little jig you did. What did you think you were going to get picked? It seemed like you were surprised.
Don't laugh. I used to always get picked last for everything. It's a trauma response. That's all.
Aw. That's beautiful though. So then, Law, what really made you go and put your neck out here and be like, Chaos, I'm bringing you in? Like, was there a certain response that made you say we can tone this in, we can tune it up?
It was the Christmas answer. There was another answer in there. I forgot what it was. What was one? It was somewhere in there. I felt it. I'm like, okay. It was between her and Larry, but Larry, he lost me on Partridge in the Pear Tree.
We would have gotten no points at all. It'd have been great, but
It would have
okay.
been
I
negative 0
understand.
points,
I
1,000
understand.
vibes. But I'm not here to vibe. I'm here to win.
And it's as simple as that, folks.
All right. Oh, okay. The synergy is going. I am excited to see what this pairing will do. And that segment is a doozy, and I've seen it make or break friendships. So y'all need to lock in. I'm gonna let y'all ruminate. I'm gonna let y'all hone in, harness your quan, your chakra, your chi, whatever you want it to be called, and get ready for that segment. But we need to go and see what our other contestant, Artie, is going to choose for their partner going into this rapid fire segment, with Chaos not being an option here, unfortunately. Here, Artie, talk us through who you picked to bring into this final make or break segment.
Well, considering the fact that I have not matched with any of the panelists yet for a point, I, for some reason, was gravitating, and I think it was for a good reason. It was gravitating towards Music Kid.
Oh, okay. So Mickey, okay. I am interested in this pairing. This is a very good pair. So let's break it down. Let's talk a little bit, get some insight on this selection. Mickey, I saw you nod your head in assurance. You say, all right, all right. Is that you stepping up to the challenge, or are you surprised getting picked out of the crowd here?
Nah, I got this. We're locked. We got this.
Oh my.
He knows.
Okay,
He already
yeah,
knows.
they do know, and they have been doing some crazy out of the box picks, and this or that is a little bit tuned in. It's a little bit easier here. So I think if y'all, harness that energy and get on that same wavelength, you might be able to do some options here. Are you nervous, Artie? I mean, you are coming in here at a little bit of a deficit, but this segment could even give you the win, depending on how many matches you can get. So talk to me through your emotions, your nerves right now. How are you feeling inside?
There's no nerve that is nervous at all within me. I am very confident I'm gonna make a comeback right here. Me and Mickey, we got this. We're
Yes,
locked
sir.
in.
Yes, sir.
We're going for the win.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm loving this. I think the energy is fire, and I'm super excited to see this. Although already that tone on that response of it didn't invoke confidence, but you need to manifest. Manifest. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Okay. Once you get into it, I think the energy will be there. And Mickey, that's a ride or die. So you're in good hands. And that's no slight to any of our other panelists who have been killing it with their answers today. I've been loving this group. It's been spicy. But without further ado, now that our pairs are locked in, we are going to have to get to the bidding, right? So we're going to have to get to this portion where we lock in our wagers in secret. Okay. So I'm going to run through this again. The points that you've received through the hot seat segment are banked. Those will not be touched. You have those are yours. Don't worry about it. What you need to worry about is the points you will maybe win, are going to win in the rapid fire segment. You're going to make your wager on whether or not you think you'll do better than your contestant. Do you think you'll win? If you do and you guess right, you could double or even half your points there with this. So it is a very high risk, high reward wager. So take a chance to think it over about how many points you want to risk. Again, these points that you are wagering are the points you will be earning in this next segment. So however many matches you get could be ever many extra points you could receive or more. So whether you play it safe, whether you risk it all, is really going to depend on you, your confidence, and your teammate with your pairing there. So take that time there, get that answer in. And once we have them all locked in, we will go to our first pair for the rapid fire segment. I am loving the intensity of this. The hush goes over the crowd is what I'm feeling right now. And I think it is time. So let's bring Law up with Chaos. That is right. We're going to have our first pairing here into the rapid fire segment. All right, this is it. It is our Think in Sync time. We are going to do a series of this or that questions. As soon as I say run that timer is going to go on. I believe it is not a very long time, so you better get ready. Speed is of the essence, okay? All right, how are we feeling there, Law? Are we good? Can I get that thumbs up? Chaos, are we cooking? We ready? Y'all need any locker room hype before we get into this? Because once we say go, we're locked in.
We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all.
There it is. The vibes have ascended and we are ready. All right, here it is. Let's start that timer. Tekken or Street Fighter? Karaoke or spoken word? Cookies or brownies? Bacon or sausage? Vintage or modern? Hamburgers or hot dogs? Wow, 5 matches total you managed to get within 30 seconds. Now, that first response took a little time to get into it. I saw the hesitation. Y'all got to talk me through that there. Y'all were thinking, but then once you started, y'all kind of started steamrolling. So break it down. How were you figuring there? I'm going to start with Chaos since you picked them, but then Law, you're going to have to give me your perspective.
I knew the Street Fighter question because I was wearing a Street Fighter cosplay, so I hoped that we could just like bond off of that really quick. The other food, I just like thought not simplistic, but the level above it. Like everyone's gonna go for cookies, but it's like brownies is a different beast, and like Law is kind of just hitting on the other side. I don't know what it is, but I knew he wasn't a cookie guy. Like it's kind of it's just weird. I don't know. I just get it. Like
So you were in Law's brain is what it sounded like to me. So Law, can you confirm, or are you just answering with your heart there, or were you trying to get what Chaos would say?
I was trying to get what Chaos would say. There was vintage or modern. I was looking at her background. I'm like, this is a modern person. She said she's not old, so I'm like, this is a modern person. We got to go this way. Every question, I'm like, okay, what's Chaos thinking? The Street Fighter one? As soon as I saw that, I knew
Locked
there
in.
was gonna be some magic.
Locked in.
Beautiful. Well,
Locked in.
5 matches is some solid 5 extra points here and could be upwards of 10 if you doubled the points there. So we'll have to wait to see what that wager looks like. But first, we're going to have to go on over to our second pairing. So great matches there. Law, you really killed it. Chaos, y'all really came together. You started to think and sync, and we love to see that synergy. But let's see if that synergy between pairings can continue as we head on over to Artie and Mickey, going into the last rapid fire segment where they're going to ready to think in sync. Now, after seeing it transpire, Mickey, are you a little bit more confident, or are you a little bit nervous after seeing them go off? Because I see you're stone cold for me. I can't read you.
I'm a little more concerned now. I wasn't expecting them to be that locked, but like, I don't know. I think I got a good read on Artie. I think we can figure it out. We work together here.
All right, Artie, you seem
We're just gonna go.
sure.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna go boom, boom, boom. We're just gonna pop them. Like the first thing we are just gonna we're go past 5. We're go past 5. I'm gonna call it right here.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
That's a crazy prediction. I wonder if we could even get that going in chat. Past 5, Artie claims here. You know, Artie, I love your spirit here. In the words of the FGC, you look like a player of the heart, and you can decide if that's derogatory or not. So let's get ready for this segment. Buckle up when I say go and run that timer. That timer is going to happen in under 30 seconds to get as many matches as possible right here during the rapid fire segment. They're going to be this or that questions. Can I get a thumbs up to make sure that both of our pairings here and both of our contestants in this segment are good to go? That's right. We are locked in. Without further ado, okay, let me see that timer. Call of Duty or Apex? Crocs or UGG? Call or text? Board games or video games? Guitar or piano? Co-op or competitive? Mortal Kombat or Tekken? Spicy or mild? Red Bull or Monster? Oh my God. That is in fact 5 matches. Very close, very close. The silence, I could hear a pin drop right now in this house. 5 beautiful matches here. Artie, talk me through it. How do you think you did here? Did you feel okay with the answers, or were you really struggling to figure out whose brain each of you were in here? Because the questions were flowing like butter.
I think we have like, I don't know, we have like the same interest for a lot of these things, and I was like, music looks like he'd be a competitive person. Music looks like he'd be playing Apex. I felt I was in sync with music, honestly. Mickey freaking killed it, honestly.
Oh yeah, I loved the scene. There's by Mickey. You again, no hesitation. Like no, you locked in. You didn't look away from that device. The page was there. Was there any questions where you mismatched and you were surprised by it? Like you were sure that was it, or is everything just like I went with my heart? It is what it is.
There were some where I was like, I don't know if I can get the read on Artie right away, but there were others where I was like, no, he's got to go with this answer. That's my guy. That's the answer. That's what we got. But like the Red Bull versus Monster one, that shook me a little bit. I was like, this could go either way. I don't know.
Oh yeah, especially as a Sweat Lord gamer, it's a hard 50-50. What was in stock at the bodega, I'm not sure. But I loved seeing the confidence, if you will. You said more than 5, but 5 is pretty good with saying that with your chest. And that is a tie for that segment. So that being said, it is going to really come down to what our contestants wagered for this segment. So let's take a look at the point breakdown. The game is going to run through the math because I'm too gay to do it. And we're going to see what that looks like, okay? And find out which of our contestants wagered their points that they just earned. So 5 points for each of them are on the line. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. Artie, in fact, wagers them all. Okay. Both contestants have, in fact, wagered them all, but it's a tie. What are the semantics here? So, in fact, no wager points are awarded. There are no extra points here because there was not a difference. Therefore, that means you're only getting the 5 extra points. So, if we do the math here now, let's take a look. Has the 5 points and the 5 matches, which gives them to a total of 10. Law came in with 8 in the first segment. So, the 5 points will bring them over the threshold, giving them 13 total points, making Law the winner of this episode of Same Brain. There he's going super sane. It is over 9,000. They have ascended, repping Austin on the chest, waving the do-rag. The braids are in full frame. It is insane. That rapid fire segment taking them to the top. Insane. I am so excited to see this. Can we please give it up, Law? How do you feel being our champion for this episode of Same Brain? You are on another cloud.
It feels great. I gotta give a shout out to Chaos. I wagered it all because I knew we'd be locked.
And oh God, no.
And we left it all on the court, baby. Shout out to my competitor, Artie. He was really cold, though. If we're ever on the other side, we gotta lock in.
100%, absolutely.
Yes, indeed. Well, this is, in fact, a great and fantastic episode. One for the books. I have never done an episode of Same Brain where our contestants might have been more in sync than our panelists here, but that doesn't mean we didn't have a good time. This is insane. Artie, I need to talk to you about it for 1 second. Artie, if you had gotten a single more match, you could have won one more. That's all you needed to take a difference. You didn't need many more matches. If you
Just
had
one more. Just was right there. Victory was right there in front of me.
So close, but you really held strong. You did not let the mismatching in the first game bring you down, and you came correct through the rapid fire segment here. And I cannot believe my eyes here. So I want to say a huge thank you to our contestants, of course, our winner of this episode, Law, but of course, a much love to Artie here for being a fantastic competitor and taking it all the way to the end, being a competitive genius that you are. It has been so much fun. And we cannot forget to give love to our panelists who have given me the most laughs and the most rage that I have felt throughout this. So much love to Ash, Larry, Chaos, and Mickey. All of their links can be found within the chat and all our posts. So please go give them a follow, support them on the platforms that they are at. We love to help other creators here and just show love to those who decided they wanted to get on this silly game of ours. And we cannot end tonight's show without saying a huge thank you to our Patreon subscribers. That is right, y'all are the ones that fuel us and keep us going. And you too, if you subscribe, have amazing array of perks, potentially even giving us your own question that we'll have to get into here on an episode. So don't miss out on supporting a show that is, I'm sorry, checks notes, entirely femme-ran. And I don't know, maybe created by 2 Black women? Kind of awesome, right? So we got to give love to our team, of course, right? That is our tech, Braylon, the master behind the keys and the switching, making this production possible. A big round of applause to our producer, Kai, the Found by Kai, for making this show even remotely possible, running a type shit. And then, of course, we cannot forget to thank our mods who have been holding it down within our chats across YouTube and Twitch. That is Oasis Space and Nubian Princess. We love you all, but that is going to be it. I am your host, Black Crystal, aka BK, and this was Same Brain. We'll see you next time.